Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this webinar on how to drive Con Ed sales. Very often when I speak to dive store owners or dive store managers, they tell me what their struggles are as far as selling. And what I hear very often is that they have some staff that is extremely knowledgeable. They're great educators. They're fantastic at what they do when it comes to generating great divers. Very good at following standards and ensuring that the experience that this diver has is a pleasant one, a safe one, and an experience where they walk out of the course feeling like they really got their money's worth and they're ready to go on and become a diver. Um, but what I do hear a lot is that they're having trouble selling. They have problems finding themselves in a situation where they can drive a sale home or close a deal. And some of that may simply be a lack of experience. Some of that may also be not knowing when is the appropriate time to sell. It also has a lot to do with not understanding the buyer-seller relationship. So what I wanted to do was put together some pointers and talk about the importance of selling Con Ed, the benefits behind it, and how to do it. Some of the topics that we'll be discussing is why sell continuing education, what to sell, when to sell continuing education, who to sell continuing education to, that should be an easy answer, and how to sell continuing education. So before we get into these topics, let's talk a little bit about some of the issues that we have with selling. And I think the primary one, aside from the comfort level that someone may have as far as closing a deal and the confidence, is that a lot of us don't want to be this guy. Okay, the moment you think about selling, you get this impression or you get this memory of a experience that was not a pleasant one, where you walk out of the shopping center carrying a bag in your hand with an item, a thing, and when you get to your car, you sit down and you peer over your bag, you open it up, and then you look at that thing and you say, you know, I'm not really sure I wanted that. Why did I buy it? You felt bullied, you felt pressured, okay? You felt maybe the salesperson was a little dishonest with you. So one of the things that we want to talk about a little bit is how to sell naturally, how to sell in a way where you're not looking like all you want to do is sell your customer something. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter if they need it or not. You just want to sell something so you can earn a commission. And I think that is one of the biggest struggles. But before we go into that, let's talk about the importance of selling, the importance of getting that second, that third, that fourth order from your customers and turning that customer into someone who will trust you and will buy from you because that trust exists. And as we go through this presentation, we'll understand that you don't have to be this guy. You don't have to be this salesperson. There are many different ways that you can go around the whole I'm a sales guy. Because remember, a lot of these customers, they've already done their research, and they've done the research for a reason. They've done the research because they don't want to be put in that awkward situation where someone is feeding them what they may consider information just for their sale to improve or for their sale to happen. They do their research because they want to be informed. They want to be an educated consumer. So let's move on and let's talk about why there is an importance to sell continuing education. What I've done is I've presented several stats. Um, uh, these stats could be off by a few percentages here and there. That's not unusual, but it does give us a picture. It gives us a general overview of the consumer's mind and how the business world is functioning. So number one, selling to existing customers is easier and less costly than finding new ones. This is a very important reason why we need to sell continuing education because it doesn't cost us that much. They've gone through the open water program. They now are your customers. You don't have to make much of an investment in these customers anymore. You've done that already. They've come in through the door. You've offered them a class, offered them some equipment, and now they're coming back for more. You've done your job. So keep that going. Keep that inertia going. It costs 5 times as much to attract a new customer than to keep an existing one because you don't have to invest in marketing and advertising and the time it takes to earn that trust. So selling to existing customers should be a lot easier. And keep in mind, continuing education is one of those ways to continue that relationship that you have with your customer. The probability of selling to an existing customer is about 60 to 70%, while the probability of selling to a new prospect is only 5 to 20%. Does anyone know why? Well, it's easy. As I mentioned before, you've earned that trust. You basically now have a customer that likes what you have to offer. They believe in what you say. If you say, hey, look, this might cost a little bit more, but it's well worth it, and this is what I suggest that you buy. Or they'll simply walk in through the door and say, hey, look, I need an upgrade. My computer's done. You sold me this computer. I loved it. It lasted, X amount of years. I'm ready to have you sell me another one. Tell me which one I should buy. That relationship is in place. A new customer will always be a little hesitant. They don't know if they're being sold. They don't know if they could go out and find a better deal or something with better price because they don't understand the value. So it is important to sell these ideas and equipment and all this to an existing customer because the chances of you closing that deal are much greater. Existing customers are also 50% more likely to try new products, and while doing so, spend 31% more when compared to new customers. They're open to the ideas. You tell them, hey, you need to try this. I'll let you borrow it for the weekend. Okay, that's great. Side mount, yeah, I'll give it a shot. You have a demo day? Yeah, we can get in the pool and try it out and then take the class. They're open to these ideas because the experiences that they've already had with you have been pretty great. That's why they're back in the store, correct? So take advantage of that. 31% will be willing to spend more money. People don't mind giving money to a product that is being stood by with honesty and integrity. So if you've done by them right in the past, they will spend more money. They will take your word for it that this is worth the 31% or the 2% or the 10% more than this object here. That one's cheaper, yeah, but you don't want to get that because of this. Okay, I'm going to listen to you. Increasing customer retention rates by 5% will increase profits by 25 to 95%. Now, this is a huge number. But it really shows that spectrum of how keeping customers walking in through your door will help with your profits. You can spend your time just looking for new customers, spending time on ads, on Facebook ads, on social media, on news mail blasts, whatever it is you do to promote yourself, signage on the front of the store, on the highway, and that's good. You should do that. We always want you to create new divers, but you also need to put a lot of that effort into maintaining those customers, making sure that you have created a level of customer service that will get your existing customers to come back to you. It's cheap. It's really your time and your respect for them and honesty. So what to sell? What do we sell? This is something that your staff or you yourself need to look at very carefully because you want to make sure that what you're selling is going to work for you. Figure out what is the most profitable course you have. Figure out what courses will provide additional equipment sales. That's where the money is, isn't it? Selling the additional equipment with those continuing education courses, and figure out what can be bundled up with upcoming trips. A lot of you probably take trips somewhere. This is a really great opportunity to say, hey, look, we're going over here and maybe you should consider this course because it'll make your trip a lot more pleasant and you'll be a lot happier because of it. So let's look at the affordable courses that, or profitable courses that you should have. Nitrox is a really good example of it. It's a 1 hour class. You can do a review and the hands-on on training very easily, analyzing the tank, showing them how to properly fill a logbook. It doesn't take that long. Online course, I think it's about 2 hours. So it's a really great class where you don't have to put back in a lot of time. And dedicating that hour, hour and a half, you really are ensuring that your student knows what they know. No dives are required, though it is suggested. Let's keep them active, get them in the water. But I do understand that nitrox is a class that sells a lot, especially during the winter months up in the northern states. So no dives are required. It is theory after all. You can also bundle it with open water. So this is just an example of some of the analysis that you will need to do when you're looking at selling classes and find out what is the most profitable class for you. Figure out what courses will provide equipment sales. If you're teaching an advanced adventure class, you have the ability to take people on a deep dive where you may want to take a flashlight so you can show them the difference in the spectrum and the colorations and show them those reds really light up. So it'd be a good opportunity to sell them a flashlight. Rescue diver, you have the rescue kits that you can sell along with them. You did your training. Now here's a kit that you can take with you when you take your family on boats. And solo diver and intro to tech, both really great courses that have additional equipment sales when it comes to redundancy and redundant systems. So look at that. How much time are you investing in a class and what will you get out of it in addition to just the course fees? Figure out what can be bundled up with events, with trips that you have lined up for your customers. A lot of successful dive stores, what they do successfully is they keep people actively diving, and they keep them actively diving by going on trips, whether it's to Cozumel where you can say, look, there's some drift diving here. It may be a good time to take an advanced course, or it may be a good time to take a drift course, or we're going to Florida and we're going to attend a lionfish derby so we can help exterminate the invasive species. That might be a really good time to take the lionfish hunter class. People love to take pictures and put them on Facebook and social media, Instagram, and show how awesome of a time they just had. Underwater photography, with the selfie generation that we have going on, they have underwater selfie sticks. Yes, they do. I've seen them. Who doesn't want to learn how to take pictures underwater so they can share those moments with their friends? Nitrox, deep diver. We're going to Galapagos. You may want to take a nitrox class and a deep diver class because we're going to be checking out some hammerheads at about 80 feet. So for that, you'll need to be properly trained. And because we're going to be doing 3 to 4 dives a day, you want to make sure that at the end of the week, you can stay down for a longer time than if you were just on air. So you should take nitrox. So think of that. When you go on trips, look at the people that have signed up for those trips and see what their level of training is and see what areas you could improve by looking at the goals and some of the objectives that you have on these trips. On this trip, we're going to be diving a wreck. It sits at about 120 feet. So this person here, I highly advise that they take a deep diver course, or they take the advanced adventure course, or they take a wreck course. Or this person already has all that. I offer advanced rec. So look at those scenarios and look at it this way. You're not selling your customer a thing at this time. You're not selling a course. You are selling them an experience. You're improving their capabilities. You're improving their training so that they can make this trip a much, much better one. When to sell continuing education? Well, this for me has always been a very easy answer. You do it all the time, okay? There is not a moment when you're not selling. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, see, this is the problem. This is what I did not want to do. I did not want to be that salesman. Well, you have to know how to do it, okay? But beast mode, sales mode should always be on. Now, the trick is that even though it's on, your customer doesn't know it's on, okay? When you're in class, you have a course flowchart, or you have some items in your classroom that generate discussion. that get the students to ask questions. In the pool, you can have your dive masters with a yellow tank. This case, it allows them to ask the question, why do they have that yellow tank with that big green band on it and it says nitrox? What is nitrox? So you're, again, engaging in them. They're asking questions. They want to know a little bit more. Open water dives, there's just so many ways to do it. On dive trips, we mentioned, okay, look, we're going to do this. You're not going to do this because you don't have that level of training, but if you want it, we can do it for you. And then, of course, simply by walking through the showroom floor, having adequate signage, that silent salesman, which we're going to talk about down the road in a few slides. But these are all opportunities to make a case for why they should buy something. You're not selling them something, you're selling them an idea, a concept, a vehicle for them to get to where they want to be, but they will be looking to buy that something. So make sure that you use those subconscious messages and wanting them to take the next step. It's not about pushing them to do something, it's about them wanting to do it. One of the best ways to do this is through stories, through experiences. I once had a dive store owner said, this guy, he's a fantastic storyteller. I mean, he's great. Everyone listens to him just because it's amusing and it's entertaining, but he just can't close the deal. He can't sell. And I said, well, you know what? Let's just turn his stories a little bit into the value behind uh, something, a concept. He could talk about how he loves history. And it was really great about talking about history. I mean, he could come up with, oh, this happened in 1846, just truly amazing, and add the value behind, why teaching a rec class is his favorite class because it allows him to go see historical wrecks underwater. And that is kind of how you do it. Stories and experiences, getting people to say, I want to do that. That sounds awesome. How do I do that? Well, let me tell you how you do that. You sign up for this class that I'm teaching in a couple of weeks. And you have to make it fun. People went through their open water class. Yes, they had skills, they had drills, and okay, that was interesting, but they don't want to do that anymore. Now they're a certified diver. And you want to avoid them from thinking that it's all school of hard knocks now. No, it can still be fun. They don't have to go out and learn on their own because they're tired of being in a classroom situation where they're going to be forced to do drills. Make it fun. Keep it entertaining. Remember, they're doing this to have a good time. Who to sell continuing education to? Well, that answer is a very easy answer. You sell it to everyone. Everyone who walks through your door is a potential customer. There is no one who you should not say, look, what are you doing? What are your goals? Have you achieved them? Can I help you with them? So new divers are still very excited. They want to know more. They want to go to the next level. They see the dive masters and like, well, I want to be the dive master. I see the people taking pictures and posting it on Facebook. I want to be a photographer. I want to take some pictures. So keep them excited. That is your job as an instructor. And by doing so, you are becoming a salesperson. You're not selling that thing. You're selling that lifestyle. You're selling that idea of entertainment. You're selling that idea of having great pictures that everyone's going to like and comment and share on Facebook because you did such a good job at taking that picture. So feed off that excitement. Don't let it go dry. Seasoned divers are always looking for challenges. They're always looking for something new. Um, they get to a certain level where they don't want to perhaps become an instructor. They don't want to become a dive master. They don't want to become a professional. They just really enjoy diving. So you can have, the Master Diver Challenge, where you can see who can get the most certifications, and they've earned a vast amount of knowledge. These are ways to do it. A solo diving course, perhaps, or an intro to tech course, and guide them into the realm of tech diving to see if that is something that they may want to do. Understand also the difference between advanced adventure and advanced diver. Know the difference. Okay, one of them is an actual course, which is advanced adventure. This is a specialty. The advanced diver is actually an earned rating. It's not a class. Someone that has 25 dives and 4 specialties can walk into your store and say, hey, look, guess what? Here is my logbook. I'm ready to become an SDI advanced diver, and you can certify in that. And you can challenge those people. Hey, you just have one rating left, you know, to become an advanced diver. The funny thing is advanced adventure actually as a specialty is a specialty that can be accepted for the advanced diver. And the advanced adventure is a great course for those people that don't know what specialties to take. There are two core specialties. One of them is underwater navigation. The other one is a deep diver. Then they get to elect three other specialties of their choosing and find out what interests them. So know the difference, know who your target audience is, and the same with nitrox. We have the SCI computer nitrox and the TDI nitrox. What's the difference? Who are you going to approach with what? Well, for the SCI nitrox, your primary customer is someone that just bought some really nice nitrox computers from you, and their real only interest in diving with nitrox is to have that safety margin applied to their dives. They're going to the Caymans, they're going to be diving on a liveaboard, 4 to 5 dives a day, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, potential night dive, and they want to do it safely. They're not planning on going out of the 32%, potentially not even touching 36%, but they want to know how to do it right. They want to know how to do it safely. This would be the person you want to take through the SDI Computer Nitrox course. It's easy, it's simple, it teaches them what they need to know without getting complicated. What is taught in that course is exactly what someone needs to know to dive nitrox safely, how to understand and read and program and set their computer, and have a great time. Those that want to look for a bigger challenge, those that are looking for a stepping stone into tech diving, or those that simply want to have the ability and the knowledge to customize their dives based on their depth, on the type of mix that they have, the TDI Nitrox is the class for them. It's a little bit more elaborate, has some formulas, and it basically allows them to take this Nitrox program one step further with additional information, additional math. But as I said, it is your stepping stone into the realm of tech diving. So you have the rescue diver class, people that want to be able to take care of themselves when they go on trips, when they go on a boat, when they go overseas. They want to know what to do in case something happens. This is your target for the rescue diver class. I have a family, my wife and my 2 kids. We're going to go diving. Well, great. You know, you should really take the rescue diver class. Your whole family should. It's a fun experience, and there's knowledge in that class that is going to be beneficial to everyone if something happens. The solo diver course, a lot of people look at the solo diver course and they say, you know what, I don't have a lot of people walking into my store saying, hey, I want to be a solo diver. I like diving by myself. Well, guess what? The solo diver course is not intended just for that type of customer. You have a customer that walks into your store and says, look, I just got married. You taught my class 10 years ago, and I had a great experience. I've been diving ever since. I now got married, and I want to share my love for diving and my passion for diving with my husband or my wife here. Please teach her the open water course as you have taught me. And the instructor, perfect opportunity to say, great, we're going to enroll her in the next open water class. Here's your open water e-learning code, and we're going to put you through the solo diver course. Like, what? That doesn't make sense. I just told you I have my buddy. My future buddy is here. My lifelong buddy is standing right next to me. You're going to take the open water. Exactly. Same with kids. My kid just got certified. My son, my daughter, you know, they're junior open water, 10, 11, 12 years old, and I can't wait to take them around the world and go diving. Or I can't wait to dive locally with them every weekend. Well, great, you're going to take the solo diving class. But why? I have my buddy here. Well, exactly. You want to make sure that in the case of an emergency, you are able to take care of yourself and your buddy, especially if they're a new diver, they're just learning the ropes, they're just starting to feel comfortable. You want to be completely self-sufficient. You don't want to have to depend on them at this stage. People that travel, very often, if you were a dive master like I was for a very long time, you very often had people that arrived and you'd say, okay, you two are getting buddied up. You two are getting buddied up. You two are getting buddied up. And where is your dive buddy? Oh, I don't have one. They got sick and could not make it. Okay, well, we're going to put you with this person. These two people don't know each other. They've never dove together. They don't know what kind of equipment and configurations they're using. They may not even speak the same language. So if you travel a lot and find yourself in that situation, the solo diving course may be for you. Now remember, it's not a course for just anyone. You do have to have a certain level of experience, at least 21 years of age, and at least 100 dives under your belt before you can take the solo diver course. But keep in mind, it's a class that's not just geared for those that want to dive by themselves. Photographers, underwater spear hunters, these are all really great people that you should target for the solo diver course that you could potentially sell to them and explain the reasons why. Dive Master and Assistant Instructor, these are the first level of professional courses. Dive Masters, they're the people that are excited about being a professional. Dive Master is such an awesome title, isn't it? I remember when I was going through the ranks of open water to advanced, I always thought Dive Master was the coolest as the Dive Master. There are some people that want to do this just because they want to be involved. We see a lot of stores have their Dive Masters because their customers that they started out as an open water, they want to do stuff. They want to be a part of it. They want to join them on the trips and help and assist and be in the pool and watch action. They may not want to teach. That may not be for them. They don't want to be in the spotlight, but they want to be involved at some professional level. Your assistant instructors, well, there's two types of people that would take this class. One of them may be the type that want to eventually become an instructor, but they struggle a little bit with presentations, with being in front of an audience. And the assistant instructor program really helps those people nail down how to put together a professional presentation. Um, and they will be giving certain lectures and certain speeches and underwater presentations. That is a really good time to really fine tune what that assistant instructor needs to do to become a really awesome instructor. But you also have the people that really love photography. That's their thing. They never may want to teach an open water class in their life, but they want to show the world how to be better photographers. That would be a good um, uh, goal for someone would be the assistant instructor as well. So make sure you know who the audience is, make sure what they're looking for, what their level of training is, and where you can take them, and then let them know that these options are available. Let them make their own minds. They'll come to you and say, okay, I'm ready. That's what I want to do. But if you don't tell them, if you don't inform them, that may not happen. So you're selling them on the idea of the things that they can do with these ratings. So how do you sell continuing education? Well, it's easy. Just do all of the above, right? uh, you have to make sure that you're not selling a thing. You have to make sure that you're not selling an object. You're selling value. And recently I did a webinar on how to sell a benefit instead of a feature. Apple did a really good job with this when they first came out with the iPod, and it was rather than sell the consumer the idea of having a thing with 24 gigs, what they're doing is they're selling 1,000 songs in your pocket. And that's a language I could understand. So if you want to know a little bit more about this, if you want to try to redefine how your sales pitches are, this may be a really good presentation for you to look at. Again, it's called Selling Benefits Over Features. And it really helps to show how you are selling value to your customers. Your customers don't want to buy a thing. They don't want to buy a course. They want to buy the ability to dive a wreck. They want to have the ability to dive in Cocos Islands. They want to have the ability to take really awesome pictures underwater. That is what they want. That is what you have to sell. Don't sell them courses. Don't sell them cameras. Don't sell them flashlights. Sell them what they can do with those things. Show them the value. And by doing that, you also tend to distract from another topic, which is cost, because your focus no longer is on the price of that thing. When you show them value, people are willing to pay a little bit more. The silent salesman, we mentioned this right at the beginning. Silent salesman is very important to your business. Good signage, promotional materials, packaging. People love cool boxes and that looks really neat. I want this because it's packaged properly. We want to have a really nice display that shows cool stuff, neat, not dusty. So follow all these things. Good example again of good signage, we talked about this a little bit, was having a course flowchart poster in your classroom where you can show people the path to go from here to there, to go from A to B to C. I want to do this. Okay, well, let's look at this path. You can become this and have this rating and then earn this rating, and we'll get you to dive master eventually. We'll get you to master diver eventually, whatever it is that their goal is. Promotional materials. Hey, here's a trip. We're going to Hawaii. We're going to Bonaire. We're going to Dominica. Uh, be prepared. We're going to be doing X amount of dives. Take the nitrox class. Good signage. Let them know what is available to them and maybe why it should, very briefly. And good signage doesn't mean a white piece of paper and a marker. It means something that is enticing to the eye. Otherwise, if it looks cheap, they're going to not see the value in the product itself. Subconsciously, they're going to be like, oh, it's a cheap sign. The product's probably not worth it either. That's why they made such a cheap sign. So keep all those things in mind when you're doing this. A good website. Again, remember, we talked about how people do their own research nowadays. They're going to go on your website. Leave out the little divers that are swimming around. Leave out those bubbles. Leave out music. Slows down the website, and it's annoying. You're on your phone and you're looking at something, and all of a sudden these sounds come on, or this irritating diver comes around every time you move a mouse. Leave all that stuff out. It's unnecessary, and as I said, it will slow down your site. One of the main reasons why people leave sites are slow down times. So don't have that stuff on there that could potentially slow your website. Make sure your website is nice, clean, easy to read, and easy to understand. This is what I offer. This is the price. Yeah, don't be shy to put your prices there. Like I said, consumers are there to be informed. Contact us here for more information. Create a lead by giving the ability to sign up for more information. Make sure that it's mobile friendly. 50% of us are all looking at websites from our phones, from our tablets. So if your website is not mobile friendly, they will not go on it. And you could potentially lose your customer who will go someplace else. Have an online store. E-commerce is extremely important. There is no reason why you should not have an online store. Everyone has it. I remember when the first concerns that were going on with the online stores that were happening, well, beat them at their own punch. Create your own. Create your own online store. There's no reason why you should not allow your customers to buy from you at 3 in the morning. What we've done for you is we've created that distinctive URL, which is for your store, which you can put on your website, and you can have a embedded with a graphic that says get started today. Join us on our trip to Playa del Carmen, to Isla Mujeres, get started with nitrox now. You can do all those things and allow your customers to make that purchase when your doors are actually closed. It allows your customers to make that purchase when they're ready to make that purchase. And if it's at 4 a.m., so be it. Don't give them time to sleep on it and wake up and say, you know, maybe that wasn't a good idea. If they want to buy, let them buy. Make it accessible to them. So have a good e-commerce site. And again, very important, make sure it's user-friendly. Make sure it's easy to understand. Make sure it's clean. Make sure it loads rapidly. Make sure you have a good SEO, good search engine optimization, so that it is easily found when people are Googling for you. At the same time, you want to make sure that you embrace social media. Embracing social media really allows you to get promoted by, they say influencers is the term, but essentially what it is, it's allowing your customers to sell for you. I had a great time with Chris's Dive Center. They're awesome. They took care of me. We went on some spectacular dives, and now I'm an open water diver, and here's a picture of it. So let others sell for you. Have YouTube channels where you can help instruct how to buy fins, or you can instruct people on how to properly analyze a tank. Have those YouTube videos out there, and you'll notice people sharing them. You notice people saying, this person is an authority on the subject matter. So you have them basically sharing those videos. You have them sharing your posts if they have value and they're not a sales pitch, because if they are, people won't want them. They won't share them. They'll feel again, oh, I'm being sold. Back to that sleazy car salesman that we saw at the beginning. So let others sell for you on social media. Do a good job. Promote them. Have them like your page. So when you have events, you can tag them, and you can make sure that the pictures that you post online are pictures that they want to share, because they want to say, look what I did. That's me. And then they share it with their friends, and their friends say, hey, I see what Chris did. I want to do that too. You have to do that. And the only way to do that is by embracing social media. You don't have to embrace all platforms. Pick one or two platforms and then just work really hard at making them great. Offer the best customer service in the industry. I mean, if there's one way to keep a customer from coming back to buy from you, is by simply being honest, being respectful. If they have a question, answer it. Don't beat around the bush. And if you say you're going to do something, then do it. You want to make sure that there is a time when they say, here's my regulator, I need tanks filled, that you complete that objective that they're looking for, do things in a timely manner. Don't make them wait. And I think probably the most important piece of advice that I can give here is remember that you have to earn the respect every day. Every day you are working to earn that respect. Keeping in mind that you can lose it in 2, 3, 4 seconds with dropping the ball and not owning it. So offer the best customer service in the industry, and guess what? They will come to you again and again and again, and they will bring friends to you. Oh, you're going to go to this store? You guys got to go to this store. They're awesome. They took care of me. This happened, and their instructors are fantastic. This is where you have to go. So again, we're talking about the influencers and letting your customers sell for you. If you offer the best customer service, they will do that for you. Okay. So what did we learn? What did we cover is why sell continuing education. The numbers don't lie. It's how you are going to make a large chunk of your money, or it's how you should, at least. What to sell? Everything. But make sure that you find what your customer needs rather than just try to sell them anything. Okay, so there's a big difference between try to sell everything or sell anything. Try to narrow down the goals of what your customers want. Okay, when to sell continuing education? All the time. Every time you are talking about scuba diving, you are in sales mode. You are driving a message across. You're making them curious about the topic that you are discussing. Who are your customers? Everyone. Everyone that walks through your door, whether it's selling them a course because they want to go on an adventure which will require additional training, or they just want to better themselves as divers. There is a whole bunch of demographics of people. Find out what their skill level is, what they want to accomplish, and what you can do for them. And how to sell continuing education, like I said, all of the above, but make sure that you offer really great customer service. Make sure that you have social media platforms that allow your customers to go out and promote you. And by doing these things, you'll probably see a lot of benefit. So I hope this was of value to you and your staff members. This is the pre-recorded version available for download, so there are no questions at the end of this. We do have some more uh, amazing seminars that will be presented by a number of people that are really fantastic at their field. I have 3 presentations myself on, as an instructor, what you can do to bring more to the table than just a rating, how to use customer service to increase your sales. That's going to be a fun one. And the last one is how you can use social media to have your customers sell for you. So hope to join you, hope to see you there. But thank you all for taking the time to join me on this webinar. As I said, I really hope that there's some value behind it for you, that you all were able to pick at least something up and improve your sales. I really do enjoy doing these, so thanks for giving me the opportunity, and we will see you soon. Thank you all, and have a wonderful morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever you may be on planet Earth.